MCQ 2007 second question. My question right here is first generation 1G or 1gen computers were based on. Now if you see the history of computers, right, history is kind of divided, separated into 4 eras. Are you aware of that? We have pre-mechanical era, and we have mechanical era, then we have electromechanical era, and then we have electronical era. Now the first two we are discussing as separate eras, but the last two we will be combining them together, and they will be divided into 5 generations. First generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, and fifth generation. Okay, so if I am kind of recapping what happened during each of these eras, that's very simple. In pre-mechanical era, only 2 things happened. First thing is formation of number systems. Second thing happened is formation of abacus, because with the number systems they needed to do math, and when they do math they found that doing math manually is kind of hard and I need some tools. So the first successful tool to be made is abacus. And next thing, in mechanical era 5 things are happening. First thing happening is Blaise Pascal is getting inspired with the abacus, and he is turning it into a more simplified, more easy machine which is called as Pascaline. Okay, and inspired with Pascaline, Gottfried Wilhelm von Leibniz, or in short you can call him Leibniz. Leibniz is modifying, innovating that Pascaline into something more simpler to be used, which is called as Leibniz machine. And next, this is a milestone. Third thing happening is Joseph Jacquard. Joseph Jacquard is making the punch card, which is the first storage device in the computer history. Inspired with that, using that, Charles Babbage, who is the father of computer, is making the first model of the computer called difference engine, and the first working machine which is called as analytical engine. It's not like the current computers, it works with steam. Understood? This is mechanical era. In the mechanical revolution, most of machines were working with steam and the coal power. Okay, so these computers are working with coal power and the steam. Yeah, but never underestimate the analytical engine. This thing can save 50,000 numbers which has 50 digits. 50,000 numbers with 50 digits. That's a huge memory we are talking about. Okay, so next thing happening is with Charles Babbage, there is another lovely lady who worked upon this, who is making the programming part. Programming is not like this. In that era we don't have keyboards and compilers, blah blah blah. We have, wrenches and all, so you can kind of circulate the nails, right, tight up the screws, and that's how you do the programming. And who made the sequence? Ada Augusta Lovelace made the sequence, and that the first computer programmer in the computer history. In the electromechanical era and electronical era, there's a huge time confusion, so we are kind of combining them and separating them, dividing them into 5 generations. Each generation has their own logical structure. If you say the first generation, they have vacuum tubes, and if you say the second generation, they have transistors. If you say the third generation, they have integrated circuits, or in short you can call them ICs. And in fourth generation you have microprocessors. Okay, and in the fifth generation there are 2 technologies yet to come, that's nanotechnology and artificial intelligence. Okay, still it is in the experimental period, right? We are kind of in between 4th and 5th generation, so 5th generation is still experimental with the modern tech. Yeah, but you can kind of understand how these generations have different processing units, logical units. Okay, with the logical unit there are huge developments happened in each generation. Understood? Now in the question they are asking, first generation computers were based on. If you say first generation, that's vacuum tube. Transistor is used in second generation. Integrated circuits were used in third generation. And microprocessors, which is a single unit which can do everything similar to a human brain, that's fourth generation.